So what does depression look like? What does it look like for you? I know for me, what it looked like was I felt like an alien had taken over my brain, taken over my whole body. I felt like I was walking around in a fog, like a deep, dark fog was over my brain, over my mind, that it just couldn't function or couldn't see, like it was all grey. And I just didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to get from under the blanket. I used to spend my days just under a blanket. I'd take some codeine or whatever the doctor had given me, because he'd given me some muscle relaxers because my neck kept freezing up, because it was reacting to all the stress and all the pain inside. And so I was taking those, but with a glass of wine and just laying back under a blanket all day. I just couldn't function. So my question to you is, what is it like for you? I know that it's a terrible thing when depression really takes hold of you. And I actually thought that I'd been depressed before, but then when I actually cracked and hit rock bottom and had a mental breakdown, I realized that it's completely different to feeling sad, to feeling like, you know, a little bit down because something has happened. Depression is a horrible, horrible thing that takes over and really grips you. And you feel paralyzed to get out of it. I know I did. And so this for me has been a big journey of healing and finding the way to be free. But it didn't happen overnight for me. Actually, the breakdown where I completely hit rock bottom, I think the traumas in life got too much. There was just like lots of traumas throughout life. And then one just took me over the edge to the point where my brain snapped, and it was about 10 years ago. So this for me has been like a 10-year journey, and I know that it hindered my own growth at times. And also I didn't know the way to heal. I didn't even know it was possible to heal. So it took a lot of trial and error, a lot of finding out ways that helped. And I tried the medication. It didn't work. It made me feel more foggy, and like I was just numbing it. It wasn't dealing with whatever it was what made me get to that place. So they didn't really work, and I felt like I had a lot of side effects. And so I did the doctor put me in some CBT therapy, and it didn't really work. I felt like it was just mechanical. I was just going, and I just wasn't there, wasn't ready to actually deal with anything. And I don't know whether you can identify with this, but when it really grips you, depression grips your life so that you don't want to live anymore, like it did me, then it feels like you're paralyzed to move forward. And it took me a lot of figuring it out to start working out how to heal. I'm so happy that there is a way to heal, and then I did find the answers. And so hopefully, as I share the journey with you, you would do it quicker than me. You will figure it out quicker than me. And if you apply all these methods to your life now, that you will heal way, way quicker and start this amazing journey of life. Because life was made for living. Life was made to have a good time on the earth, to enjoy life. But when we get stuck because a lot of traumas happened, and we get stuck because we just don't know the way forward. We don't know how to heal. We don't know how to take away this brain fog. And when the brain fog takes over, it's like you can't figure it out, because you haven't got the capacity to figure it out and to move forward. Well, I know that's how it was for me. So I am on a journey now to share what worked for me, because I know we can heal, because it's happened in my own life. But it started with, I think, me accepting that was what was wrong with me, that I was very depressed. When people talk about mental health, sometimes you feel like it's a stigma, and you don't want to admit it. And I also know, with me being growing up in the church, and having Christians all around me and being in the ministry myself, I constantly had people saying to me, snap out of it, tell yourself you're a child of God, you can't be depressed, you can't look to have depression. You know, there was a time that I was told, you know, I have to put on this big front and not let people see me crying even. And it took for me to come away from that lifestyle and away from that, and to really accept where I was at, and accept that I was depressed and broken, and I was trying different things to help fulfill me. I don't know whether you've felt this yourself. Like I felt like if I met somebody who would heal my heart, if I met a knight in shining armor who would just like completely heal me, you know. And I met some ladies at my child's school who was always going out nightclubbing, and they invited me along, and I had no friends or no family because I'd moved miles away from everybody when I hit rock bottom. So I started to go along with them a little bit and dress all up in the outfits, you know, and like, yeah, we won't go into that, but yeah, and trying to look the part and be the part and going along. And I felt like I was so out of place. And inside I was still sinking, but I was trying to push myself out of it. So I went for a little phase of that, trying to push myself out of it by going along with all these people. But actually it was making me worse, especially when I was attracting the wrong kind of people, the wrong kind of men, the wrong kind of people into my life. And that made me more depressed. So then I'd isolate myself again. And I've shared with you the journey. I've shared with you all the trauma and all the horrible things that got me to that place of cracking. And I've shared with you as well all the methods. I think through the month of October, I gave you a little short video every day of all the different things that worked for me. So I gave you a challenge once a day to implement one of those things into your life, because they're all the things what worked for me, but it took me a long time to figure them out. And so it took me a few years of being very, very depressed. I tried these different methods and I got even worse. And I shared with you that the doctor had seen that I was grieving my life. I was grieving losing everything. I'd lost home, marriage. You know, me and my kids was in a homeless place, and in a place, well, 2 beds for 4 of us. Well, they found us somewhere, which took 6 months. And yeah, I lost everything. I was thousands of miles away from all my friends and family. And my mom had passed, who was my best friend. And so there was just all these things which was happening around the same time, which took me over the edge. And so I think the doctor had really picked up on the fact that I felt like life was over. Like I didn't know what to do next. I just couldn't see what a future. Like I'd lost it all and I couldn't see a future. And I'd worked with my husband for many years. We'd worked together, actually in the church, in the ministry, and we'd done so much giving, and I'd done so much just serving other people, and just I loved my work in helping other people. I loved doing youth work that I did for many years. And so the doctor actually saw this and pushed me to go back to college, pushed me to actually do a course. He gave me some ultimatums. I talk about that on another video, where he actually gave me some ultimatums because I was struggling to get out there in society. So there was no way I could hold down a job. I was struggling to even face people, especially if like this, you know, you go into a workplace and there's catty women. Well, I would just cry, because I just couldn't. I had no confidence. I had lost the ability to function, and so he pushed me to do that. He was like, I will give you all these benefits to help you for a little time so you can feed your children if you go to college. He gave me this ultimatum, but I am so glad he did it, because it pushed me out into the land of the living, and it pushed me out into society and be around people. And the course I did is not something that stayed with. I did makeup and nails, and didn't really love the nail part. I enjoyed having my being pampered all the time whilst I was in it, but it was brilliant for me because it just started me on the journey, just getting out into the land of the living. So if you are struggling like I was with depression, if it looks like it did for me, I think getting out and learning new things and seeing that you can reinvent yourself, you can start again. Like you can't erase the past, but you can start again like it never happened. But there does come a point that you need to heal those things that happened in your life, because they were still hindering me. And that's why I think I was going up and down. So I went to college and I did this course for a year. And whilst I was there, I got very passionate about reflexology, foot reflexology, because somebody did that for me when I was there. I was the guinea pig when they was working on me. And I got very passionate about the way it helps people and the things you can do. You can pinpoint what's going on in someone's body, and you can find toxins in different organs in the body, and you can get them out. And so I signed up for a course and did reflexology, and that's what I do today, and I'm very, very passionate about it. But you know, I started to learn new things. I started to get out in the land of the living, and I think that's a big thing that you need to do. You need to start finding ways to enjoy life, learn new things, get outside, get out in the land of the living. I share with you all the time that I love walks on the beach. I love walks in nature. I love to go on nature trails and go watch the sunrise in the morning and take pictures. And there's something about seeing the world through a lens of a camera for me. Because I look at these pictures and I'm looking at it and you can see the beauty. So you're focused on that one thing, that beautiful tree, them beautiful flowers, them beautiful birds, that beautiful sunrise or sunset, or the moon or the stars, or whatever you're looking at through your lens of the camera. So these kind of things really helped enhance my life and helped me to start changing and healing. So I don't know if you're struggling in any way, in the way I was, but the brain fog starts to lift when you're outside, when you're out in nature. The brain fog starts to lift when you're doing some exercise. You go for a little jog or whatever. So you don't actually have to be around loads of people. You can go and do that on your own. And actually, I love doing that alone. There's something about it where I do that alone and I just love it. I love the peace and it clears the brain fog. So doing that really will help. But also learning new skills, you know, during this all, I learned that I was very creative, and I didn't even know I was very creative. So I started doing artwork, drawing even. Like I look at a picture, look at a bird or something and draw it. And I'm like, who knew that I could do any of this, you know? And I have all the jewelry that I make and all the different crafts that I make. And I just love it and enjoy it. But, you know, learning new skills, learning new things to make you feel good. Like you like realize that you're good at things. It was trial and error for me because I wasn't very good at doing the nails. But I know that I'm good at the reflexology because my clients are in awe afterwards. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I was that good, you know. But they can't believe that all the things that I found through the feet, what's going off. Or I tell them and say, oh, I had a surgery here, or is something going off? And they were like, yeah, how did you know that? You know, and then I can just like work out the toxins and really massage the feet and help the well-being through the feet. And I know that that's my skill and that's something I'm really good at. So I mean, right now I'm really seeming to excel at that. And so I'm so glad that I learned these new skills, you know, and my creative art and my making jewelry. I have my own little business that I do called Beautiful Creations, where I just make things, and then if someone wants a crystal necklace and they want a certain crystal, I'll put it into a necklace for them, or I can make them some costume jewelry, or or just some artwork for the wall or whatever. So I'm, this was part of my healing journey. And so if you're feeling isolated right now, if you're feeling like you don't want to be around people, start with that then. Start with just like doing some artwork at home, learning some new things at home. Actually, when I started making the jewelry, it was because I was isolated at home, didn't know what to do, and I watched a YouTube video of how to make jewelry, and I was like, I'm gonna give that a go. And so I did. I went and got some tools from Walmart, which didn't cost very much at all, like $20 for a little kit. And I followed this, and then ever since that, I've just been making jewelry and drawing and just creating. And so I really encourage you, if you're feeling like I was, and you are isolating yourself and you're not around anybody, and you feel even if you feel like you can't get out of this, you feel like there's no hope for you, I felt like that. And so I really identify with you. I want you to know I identify with how you're feeling. And I'm not ever going to tell you that it's wrong for you to feel like that. But these are the things that started me off to feel a bit like the fogginess go away, like learning new skills. Getting out in nature for a walk, getting a little bit of exercise. I'd put like a Zumba video on and I'd do it with them. So I'd still be inside and I'd still be kind of isolating myself. So I told you it took a while. It took 10 years for me to get where I am right now. Because I didn't start I cracked about 10 years ago, and I didn't start the journey for a few years. And so, I know that when it takes over, you can feel completely stuck. And I want to tell you that I identify with you. But you know what? You are worth going on a healing journey. You are worth having a great, abundant life. And I think it's took for me this part of my journey, the last few years, to realize that this life is just a journey until it's over, until we're back in the universe with God, or we're back, whatever you believe, heaven, what you believe. But this life is meant for living. And yes, trauma's happened. Yes, horrible things might have happened around you. But I got to the point where I feel like either I can stay in that and just live like that, or I can find a way to heal. And so the finding the way to heal part has been amazing, and it's a fun journey, an amazing journey, because I was doing all that, but I knew I still had it inside, and I knew I kept taking dips. And when I'd take dips, it'd start to come back, and I'd start to want to isolate myself again. And it was always fighting to push myself. But when I discovered the next part of my journey is what really started to bring deep healing from within. And I share with you on one of my videos about how I met a lady who was very intuitive and very knowledgeable about chakras and about energy work, the energy field around you. And there was something very special about this lady. I can't even begin to explain it to you because it was very foreign to anything that I've ever believed in my whole entire life. I'd always believed it was a sin, and it was kind of New Age, and it was wrong, and witchcraft, and I was very wrong about my thoughts about it, because I went by what I was taught, but I was ignorant because I didn't know the truth. I didn't really know that that's actually a part of God. It's not different. It's a part of us. It's science-based that there is an energy field around us, And that's why this law of attraction, people talk about it. It's like, because we attract what we think and we feel, you know, like a gravity around us. There's a law, there is an energy field around us. And that energy field attracts our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, our speech. Have you ever noticed that when you're always saying, I only attract really bad dudes in my life? That's all you ever attract. When you say that I am just broke, you know, and I got no money, and you're saying that all the time, guess what? You'll always be broke and no money. Because we attract what we are, what we say, what we think, what we feel. And like, as I start to learn about this, I realized, because years ago I worked in a children's home, and I used to think to myself, why is it that the same thing has happened to these kids over and over and over and over again? And in my own life, I saw, you know, why have I gone round in circles, and the same thing has happened, and poverty has happened, and homelessness has happened, and heartache has happened, and trauma has happened, but it's like over and over and over again, and I'm living this life like a Groundhog's Day, like all the time. And when I met this lady, what had happened was I did her a massage, because I did some massage courses too. So I was doing massage one day, trying to make some extra money. I was doing some on the side, and I did this lady I'd never met in my life. And whilst I'm massaging her, she's telling me my whole entire life, from beginning to end pretty much. And she's telling me how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. And she told me about my children and why illnesses had happened in their life, because of what trauma was happening in their life. So it wasn't just things that you could be common knowledge. It was things that there's no possible way a stranger would know. Well, even friends would know, because they don't know what I'm thinking and feeling and what's caused certain things. I know, but they don't. And so she's telling me, and I'm crying, trying to give a massage, but sobbing my heart out. And I'm saying to her, I don't believe in this. I do not believe in this kind of thing that you could just tell somebody and you can read them and read their energy. I mean, but then she looked at me and she was like, well, didn't you sit on your mum's grave for hours yesterday crying, asking her to heal you from your trauma, from the broken marriage, from the broken heart, from the poverty, from the, you know, and I'd not told a soul, not a soul, not even my own children. I'd not told a soul I sat on my mom's grave. And she is in a big graveyard in, actually, out in West Virginia, where she lived, right at the top of a mountain. We chose the top of a mountain, me and my brother, because she loved nature, and she's always going for walks up mountains and stuff. So we chose this, so there was no one around. Nobody knew that I was there. So I just was bawling. And she was like, you asked her to help you heal because you didn't know how to heal and you can't seem to move forward in life. So she brought you to me. She said, here you go. And I'm like, looking at her like, what? How is this real, you know? And she was like, your mom is with you. She's not leaving you, she's with you, she's right there. And she kind of described it to me, and she says she's bought you and she's asked me to work with you. Usually I work with people that come to me, and even I charge for my energy healing and energy work, but she's asked me to work with you for free. And I'm going to do that. We're going to get together a couple of times a week, or whenever you want to come over. You could just come, hang out all the time, you know. She was like, you know, if you want, you can do my reflexology, and you know, we can trade off, you know. And sometimes babysit, help me with my kids and stuff while I'm doing other clients, whatever, you know. And so we started doing that. And we became really close, and she became like this mentor. She did my energy healing, chakra work. She taught me so much about this that I'm like overwhelmed, because there's no possible way this woman could have known. But she's one of the most special people I've ever met in my life. There's nobody like her. I've never met anyone like her in my life, and the healing it brought. I wish I'd found it years ago, because I could have started my healing process years before, but you know, it's better late than never, and right timing. I have to trust that it's all right timing. So I just started working with her, and she started me on this journey of awakening and healing and learning new things, and learning about our energy field, and about chakras, and about being aligned, you know, and our mindset and everything. And I'd go sometime to her house, and she'd say, haven't we already worked on this? What was you doing thinking about this all night, you know? And it was like, I can't even hide how I feel from her. But it was awesome, because it brought out accountability for working on these things about the way I feel. Then the pandemic hit, and we no longer saw each other for a while. And I felt like I was back to being alone, but I now had the knowledge that this is what I needed to do. And so whilst the pandemic had started, and the beginning of it, I carried on with all the crafts and all the different things, and that's when I learned the jewelry making, and I carried on with the exercise and the walks in nature, and but I felt like I was only just touching the surface on this energy field healing. And I don't know why, but I put on YouTube, and I never watched YouTube in my life. I always thought YouTube was for kids. I was too busy for YouTube, you know, like I never watched it ever. And I put it on, and right at the top of my feed was Master Sri Kashna. And I watched him, and if I'd not met that lady first, I would have switched it off, because because it was so foreign from what I ever believed. But I started watching him, and he was talking about law of attraction, our energy field, and aligning ourselves, you know, and being aligned with God, and our thoughts and feelings, and doing meditation. And so I was very intrigued, and I kept watching him religiously. And obviously at the start of the pandemic, we always kind of stuck in, so I was just going back through his videos, just watching them all. And I'd already been introduced to a neuroscientist called Dr. Caroline Leaf, and her brain detox on reversing all the negative thoughts into positive, and healing the trauma and healing the mind. So I started watching her religiously too. So them two, I was doing all of their things and their methods. And as I was doing them, something happened to me. Something changed. Something began to really shift and really change. And so I'm now adding all them things. And then then Lewis Howes was on my feed, and so I started watching his podcasts on the School of Greatness, and he interviews so many people on different walks of life who have conquered them, like people who have conquered financial situations and become rich, and people who have conquered depression and brokenness, people who have healed from sickness, people who have conquered every different area. And Jay Shetty, I started to follow him and listen to his podcasts too. And whilst the pandemic was on, they was like my family. It was like Master Sri Kashna, Dr. Caroline Leaf, you know, Jay Shetty, Lewis House. Became my thing every single day, and I was excited to get up to watch them. And at night, I was listening to their meditation all night. And as I did, things start to evolve, and that was my healing journey. And it's been like probably 5 years of really putting all the methods into my life and doing what they say, and doing all these different things, and all the things that I share with you on them videos that I give you one a day to do for the month of October. But you can do them anytime. Start from one and go all the way. One a day to add into your life. if you're struggling with depression like I was, you know. And within 1 month, you'll be added all the things that it took me 10 years to do. You could do them all within 1 month. And I promise your brain and your mind will heal you. The fog will lift, and the energy around you will start drawing in positivity, good things. As you become positive, you'll become grateful for life and speaking up positive all of the time. And every time you find yourself like wanting to get negative or react wrong to a situation, you catch yourself. And this was something for me, is reacting. I used to justify myself all of the time and react if I felt attacked. That was something I had to work on. But now it becomes like it's straight away in my mind to stop myself. Straight away in my mind, I'm like, if I fell a little bit, I'm like, okay, I need to work on this. But you know what? The keys and tools that I've found through the past 10 years. Well, actually, I won't say 10 years because it took me about 3 years to even start on any kind of journey, like going back to college and everything. So yeah, I mean, it took me about 3 years to actually start the little journey, but it took me about the past 5 years is where I've been working on the energy and the mindset. And it probably took me longer because I was so stuck in religion, so stuck in a mindset, and so stuck in this poverty mindset. Like I always had a martyr mindset. It was like my mom was an amazing missionary, a mission worker, but she it was like a Mother Teresa. It's like living amongst the poor and being one of the poor with the poor and reaching them, you know. And like my parents had served community and church for years and years, all my childhood, and then I never felt like I was worthy of anything, and I always felt like I was lucky to just be alive, and I am, but I was willing to just settle for breadcrumbs, and I kept coming around to poverty, and the poverty mindset was so embedded in me that I wasn't able to step out. And so all of these things have been breaking off of me, all of the brain fog, the trauma, and then finally the EFT, the emotional freedom technique. You work on your trauma. And Dawson Church, a guy called Dawson Church, he does it with you. And he has practitioners on his website you could sign up with. And it heals the trauma, it heals the brokenness, it heals anything what's happened in your life. And Dr. Caroline Leaf, as a neuroscientist, like she has the knowledge about this too, all her methods on her website. And as you do this and go through this, you can't erase the past, the brokenness, the heartache, the abuse, the sexual, physical abuse, all these horrible things, but you heal them. It's like magic. Honestly, if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. It's like magic. It actually heals. As your energy is healed and as your trauma and brain and mind is healed, the freedom that comes into your life, it's amazing. You absolutely start to heal. So I promise you can heal. And so I know this video is a little long, but I really wanted to ask you the question of, what does it look like for you? What does depression look like for you? Are you feeling stuck and broken and lonely? And if so, I give you a challenge, just like the doctor gave me a challenge back when I was starting on my journey. I give you a challenge to start implementing the different things that I've done into your life. Go through the little shorts every day. Do day 1, day 2, day 3, go all the way through 1 month and implement them into your life. Each different thing. Like me, go on a journey of like just starting the walks outside in nature, a bit of exercise to kind of release the endorphins and to energize you and to release this brain fog which has come over you, you know. Start doing the EFT, the tapping solution. Go on Dawson Church's website, yeah, Dr. Caroline Leaf and Master Shurikashna. Start like doing the meditation with him. He's just released actually like a affirmation video, like you can listen to at night or in the morning. You can listen to it, and I love to listen to those affirmations, just speaking. And so I've already listened to it today. Whilst I first of all listened to it first thing this morning, but then whilst I was getting dressed, getting ready today, I add it on constantly over and over again because I want to put all this good stuff in my mind. I sleep with some meditation music on through the night. So, you know, all these different things, implement them into your life. And please share with me what works for you. Share with me if they've helped. I really want to know if they do help you or if it's just me, you know. But I'm sure that it will help you, because honestly, I thought I was a lost cause. Everybody around thought I was a lost cause, because if I had to go out anywhere, I had my hood over my face and just walk down trodden. And people around me used to think, what's wrong with that woman? You know, because they told me, you know, when I met them, oh, I don't, you know, I used to really think, what's wrong with you, you know? And it took this whole journey to figure it out. But I've given it to you in daily videos, daily 1 minute shorts every day for a month. I've given you all the different techniques that I did. And if you implement them one a day and then you continue them, I promise you, you will heal. But not only heal, you'll start to manifest success. You'll manifest friendships that are amazing friendships, the real deal friendships, amazing connections, you know, amazing career, whatever you want to manifest in your life, you'll start to manifest them as you start healing and being free. So anyway, I just want to ask you to come on this journey with me. Please give me a thumbs up if you got anything from this video, and please subscribe to my channel, like and subscribe to this channel, and help this channel to grow. Share it with anyone you know is really struggling with depression. Depression don't have to be the end for you. It don't have to be the end for your friends or for your family members. It don't have to be where it ends for you. You can change and turn it around and then start living an amazing life for your rest of your time on this earth. If you're going to live, why not live it? If you've got to be on this earth, why not live it to the full? And also show your children how to heal, because they're going to face things in their life. They live in this world. They're going to face losing loved ones, things not always going the way that they planned. And you can show them how to heal. You can show them that it don't have to be over, that you can start again. So please come on this journey with me. Please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you soon. I am going to try and upload something every single day from now on. I've gone through a little time of figuring out some new stuff in my life, starting new jobs, new career, and yeah, which has made me very, very busy. But also I broke all my equipment. Don't ask me how it got broken. I don't even know what happened there. But I'm just trusting that maybe I was supposed to just work on some other things for a little while. But I am going to try and upload something every day, not as long as this, but I just wanted to give you some encouragement today. And please let me know if these techniques work for you, because I really am interested to know. And it makes me feel so amazing that I can help other people and that I can show you the way. So until next time, I will see you soon. Bye.